Notre Dame, Michigan.
We live?
Big game. We're live.
All right.
We're on it. I mean, we're not live because we suck at this, and that would be really stupid to go live. So, yeah, welcome to Guy Talk Raw. We are going to do a quick preview of his alma mater, Notre Dame versus Michigan. And, yeah, so I grew up right off campus, about a mile, for most of my high school.
That's right.
Yeah, hanging up the street from Corby's. Was never old enough to get into that place, even though we tried.
That's good to know that you weren't in there.
Yeah, I think I stole a street sign out front of Corby's. I had to do something, you know. Right. Everybody's got Notre Dame connections.
I think you were successful at that across the street at the 7-Eleven a few times, if I recall.
Yeah, I think Big Al. We sent Big Al there.
Go buy beer down there. You were all 16, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know, what are you going to do? All right. So, let's look at this. I got last year's schedule here in scores, and then I've got this year's. This is this year's.
Okay.
I think I chopped mine off, but whatever. No, this is last year's. So, what can we say about Notre Dame this year? Can we say anything good? Okay, defense. We got 9 returning starters on defense.
Most talented defensive backfield they've had in a long time.
And I think a lot of people who don't know Notre Dame football have been like, well, it's a weakness in the backfield. Yeah, because they're used to it.
We've labored over it.
Yeah. This year will be, by far, our best secondary. I think it was awesome that Drew moved to linebacker, so he can add 15 pounds, and he's too slow in safety coverage, and he's always been a run supporter.
They got
so as a rover, he can guard slot or tight ends just fine, and he can kick some ass in the box, which is what he loves doing.
A lot of flexibility. Alohi Gilman transferred over from Navy. All-American type safety, and Notre Dame's been horribly weak at safety. This guy's filling in there, and then they've got a couple other. I think he's gonna play strong safety, but the weak safety spot is several.
Love should be awesome,
and Love's gonna be awesome, and they've got fastest kid in the team is on the other side. His name escapes me right now, but
I know we're terrible. We should know every game, right? We're supposed to absorb this.
Yeah, he's playing the other corner, so they're strong at corner. Love's probably a preseason All-American.
Yeah, well, and what's
and Coney?
Yeah, well, their defense with Coney, their defensive line, we're supposed to be much deeper. I mean, Kelly said we're 8 deep. Yeah, we're 8 deep, and that he plans on rotating them, and doesn't feel like any squad is less of a squad than who he's going to start. So he's going to rotate people out, and hopefully that means by the third and fourth quarter that we can get pressure, because last year we sucked.
Could not rush.
We could not get, and that makes your secondary look like shit. If you cannot get to the quarterback, at least make him feel uncomfortable and move him around so he's off balance in his throws. Your secondary, I don't care how good they are, is going to be suspect. It's just the way it is.
I'm going to wait and see on whether they get to the passer this year.
Yeah.
Because they had some guys last year that were supposed to be able to do it, and they didn't get it done at all. So.
And then they end up going to the NFL and doing something.
Hayes is supposed to be a great talent. Exactly.
Yeah. And then
exactly. They're being coached.
I know. Every team we have, we send a starter to the NFL. Somebody who's starting on the line. And yet we don't get the production there that we should. So, but we have but the question mark is we have a new defense coordinator. I mean, Kelly cannot keep coordinator.
No,
you can't. As soon as
it's second flip in 2 years.
Yep.
So
so that's tough. But I think there's enough veterans on that squad that they're not going to have that big of a
They'll hold their own defensively.
Yeah,
they will. Coney is a stud.
I love Coney.
He's a stud.
I mean, we lost Niles Morgan.
Yeah.
But I think Coney is better.
Yeah, no,
Coney's tougher than Nails.
He was better last year.
He's crazy. I mean, I really feel comfortable with him and Drew in the run game.
They'll be fine.
And so I think we're going to be solid enough to be. That side of the ball will be solid enough to be a contender.
They got playmakers in the secondary, so they'll Love his
be opportunistic.
interceptions last year. Yeah. For the first time, I mean, for years and years, we were watching them turning their back to the ball and getting hit in the back of the helmet with the ball. And you'd be like, turn around.
Just turn around and you would have just had a pick
And then you'd be
six.
sitting there wondering, don't they coach that?
Oh, I mean, God. Yeah, the whole wait till the receiver's eyes go up and you go like this.
Yeah, he was sitting there going, doing that.
Yeah, it's a
and then you're thinking, well, how insane is that?
Yeah.
But yeah, you see it. day in or week in and week out. You see these guys doing this. They must be coaching it. But last year they were different. They were facing the ball. They were trying to go after the ball. So that's a good change.
So now the depressing side. So are we going to waste an entire another year of stacked talent, athletic talent?
Yeah,
because we can't figure out the fucking quarterback position.
Very well could.
I mean, Brandon Wimbush is a runner, and he's not a passer.
No, right.
His offensive efficiency was abysmal. I mean, what do you have, 50% completion? You're at one of the premier programs in the country, and you're completing
dynamite receivers.
50%.
Incredible receiver core.
And people don't know it.
No, they don't know.
These guys are fucking good. I mean, they are massive. I mean, we average like 6'4" and a half, 220 at wide receiver. We have tight ends for days. I mean, all you really have to do is, Tommy gun it and just drop it over the top and let him.
It's unbelievable. Even last year when they had Stefferson and they had the other kid, I can't remember.
I can't say his first name.
I remember against Stanford or something.
St. Brown.
He dumped the ball over the middle, and it's on different plays, but both of them went to the sideline and outran everybody. And the announcers were even going, "Where's this been?
Where's this been?
Yeah.
You just get them the ball. I mean, that's the problem.
And yet he couldn't do it.
Now we have to talk about Brian Kelly's love affair with Pee Wee football style quarterbacks. I mean, we all know what that is. So in Pee Wee football, you put your best athlete at quarterback, and you say, "Just make a play, man." And you do what Jared Price did, and you just run for 450 yards a game. And you can't do that
the guy can't.
Once you get to a big time football. It's ridiculous. I
was listening to it's probably not a press conference, but I think it was Irish Illustrated, or they were doing a short piece on YouTube, and they said they were watching they were doing a quarterback drill. And they said it was simple. There was no defense, and the guy was going down 10 and turning, and you were supposed to hit him while he was turning.
And Wimbush missed him like every time.
Like five times. And then the guy said there were three other guys. That made every one of those throws. One of them was Tommy Reese.
Yeah, Tommy Gunn, baby.
The coach. So I
can't throw the ball 30 yards.
The same problem.
We are not. I mean. And unfortunately, as a Notre Dame fan, I think we are going to have to lose another game because of our quarterback situation before he makes a permanent switch, and that's going to cost us the playoff.
Now,
I'll
be the first one, though, to say that if this kid shows up and does what he's supposed to do, I'll be 100% behind him.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
With quarterbacks, my sense has always been, you watch a kid and you go, he's got that extra something.
Well,
Look at that kid from Alabama. You go, okay, he's going to have his ups and downs, but he's got that thing.
And it's an unshakable confidence.
Yeah, something about
at quarterback. You have to
Joe Montana thing.
You've got to have this other level of swag, and I don't say swag.
Mayfield had it.
They're commanders. You're the commander of the football field, and you have to stand above everybody else, which is not, it's not arrogance, it's not being an egomaniac, but it's a level of confidence going, I know that I can execute these plays against my opponent, and I might make a mistake, but the next play, I'm going to put that behind me, and I'm going to go execute on this play, and I'm going to make it happen. And, you see the greats do that, or not even the greats, but just good, solid field commanders do that, and
the guy that knows how to get it done
in the big game,
and he may not have the great stats, or he may not have the big arm,
but he does it in a pinch. And in every big game, same thing with Everett Golson. When the shit hits the fan, they crumble.
Yeah, when Wimbush is that kind of quarterback that's like a shooting guard. That is
streaky,
who gets really hot.
Gets really hot,
and the game's going his way.
Yep.
It's crossover dribble and a step back shot from 25, and it boom, boom, boom. And then he comes out and the game's not going his way the next week. The guy can't hit the iron.
Yeah, misses 2 free throws down the stretch, something like that.
And that's him. And that's what happened in Miami. We saw in Miami it wasn't going his way. It fell apart.
It's abysmal. Yeah, and I don't know if that's a Brian Kelly problem or if it's a style of quarterback that Brian Kelly, for some reason, because they're so good in practice, Like they're so athletic and they've got
athletic.
So much showmanship and like look at this athlete. I don't want my quarterback to be the fastest guy on the team. I don't want him to jump the highest. I don't want him to have the best hands on the team. I want him to be the smartest, most confident person on the team. And I don't care if he's Peyton Manning and can't move more than 6 feet left, right, back, and forward. Your job is to execute the play. Most of the time, before it's even snapped, you need to know. Be smart enough to go through your progression right off the get-go, and then get it to the athletes. Get it to those guys.
Right. That's his job.
Your job is to get it in the hands. Your job is not to run around. And that's another thing. I don't like quarterbacks that run all the time. I mean, I like them to be athletic enough to pick up a first down when we need it. But, what good is it if you get your ankle rolled up on in the third game of the year and now you're out because you've ran the ball 23 times as a quarterback?
And Brian's had that problem the last 4 years.
Had that problem as well.
Very talented kids. You said it earlier. You said that Brian likes the pee-wee quarterback, the kid that takes the ball, looks down the field, either heaves it 80 yards
or takes off,
and has the talent to throw it that far. Or takes off running. And then what he does, though, is I think Brian, because of who he is, as far as thinking that he's like this guru offensive coordinator type guy, is he takes that guy who's used to drawing up plays in the sand, and he has him with 16 reads. And so now you take all that talent and you freeze it. You freeze it going through progressions.
Yes, absolutely.
And that doesn't
work. Handicapped by the amount of information.
You took that guy, you had to roll out every time and say, there's 2 guys here that you throw to, and if they aren't open, you run. If you did that with them, you would have some success.
You're exactly right. Because the instinct, if you're going to have that kind of quarterback, the natural playmaking instinct has to be alive. And when you overcomplicate everything before snap, after snap, and yell at them, then all of a sudden, this person who does have the talent to make big plays, not only will be too nervous to make those big plays, but he's going to fuck up the really easy ones. He's going to screw them up. And we saw like the overthrows, overthrowing some guy on an out pattern by 6 yards, and stuff like that. A guy coming out of the backfield and just airmails it.
So you take a kid that's got athletic talent and you take away all of his strengths by putting him in a system that's really designed more for an Ian Book type kid who's seems to have the that kind of more traditional quarterback talent.
Well, let's talk about Ian. I mean, this is what I like about Ian. Number one, people are kind of shit on Ian, but I mean, the guy's never gotten a chance to start games.
Right.
I mean, he's been thrown in there when Wimbush is jacked up. And so he's playing from behind. He's got to try to bail a team out, which means as a quarterback with low experience is asked to do too much. So, he's throwing some picks. Now, I'm not saying Ian Book is the next, Peyton Manning, but he throws a very catchable ball, which is something that Wimbush does not throw. Wimbush throws a freaking missile, and if you don't catch it, it's going to break your hand. And wide receivers hate that.
Right, they do.
And Wimbush lacks touch. Ian Book has...
He can't throw...
It's fantastic touch.
He can't throw a flare pass to a running back.
No, and if he does it, or he gets batted down the line
because
it's on the line.
Book will get it to those... Their receivers.
Yep, absolutely.
Are ridiculously talented.
They're good.
And they're 6'4". So Book gets them the ball. Get those guys the ball.
Get those guys the ball. That's absolutely right. Yep. And he's fast enough.
The other thing fast enough. Why did we like Baker Mayfield? Because he was athletic enough to keep the defense on edge, but not,
At any time with an opening, Ian Book can run for 15 yards.
Right.
And take a slide after the markers.
He ain't going to break the 80-yard run, but that's fine.
And that's plenty. And that's why we have running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends, because that's their job, not my quarterback.
Right.
So I think that I hope Wimbush does well. I don't wish ill upon his performance, but I have a feeling we'll be going to Ian Book and probably trying out that freshman that everybody says is the...
I don't know. But they're hoping to redshirt him, but I'm telling you,
well, you can. The new
could
rule,
be their answer.
New rule: you can play up to 4 games.
You're kidding?
It's 3 or 4 games.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
And not lose your red shirt status.
All right.
Yeah, it's a new.
Well,
change
if they end
year.
up putting him in, I think they'll end up keeping him in there, and the other 2 guys are going to transfer to University of Texas El Paso.
Yep. So then now let's talk about Michigan.
UTEP's not bad.
Michigan, interesting stat. Michigan's defense actually not very good.
Really?
So their defensive efficiency was rated number 1.
Okay.
But they gave up, I think they were 112th in giving up big plays.
Okay.
So which is like one of the largest spreads that, the ESPN or whatever, Sports Illustrated guys, one of those, companies, has ever had. And then they only played 3 top 50 offenses last year. And they gave up.
So they may not be tested.
They averaged giving up like 32-point-something points a game in those 3 against those 3 teams with top 50
Ohio
offenses.
State put some points on the board against them, right? Was it Ohio State or Penn State? All of them?
I know they gave up.
I think
they
Penn
averaged.
State put a bunch of
points.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't print off their stuff, but that's all I know is that their defense is very aggressive. Their front 7 are very good. Their back 4 can be suspect, but like you said, if we have a quarterback that gets it into the playmaker's hands quickly, that is the antidote to a good front 7.
Yeah.
You have to get it out of the pocket in a hurry. So, I think, as a fan, I can't even pick because obviously I want Notre Dame to win. It's going to, a lot of it, whether the Shea Patterson guy, who knows, the Shea Patterson guy could come out and be, feel too much pressure and throw some pick sixes, which we can certainly take off his hands, or he's going to really come out and be that missing piece that Harbaugh's needed to run his offense, because as much as we know Michigan hasn't had a quarterback, Harbaugh's a fucking quarterback's coach. He's an ex-quarterback.
Well,
that was the first thing. That was his thing.
That was his thing.
And so if this is a true, this might be a match made in heaven. I still think even if he plays well, Notre Dame can still win. But if he plays great, because I think it's going to take him a few games, Shea Patterson, to really be the quarterback they want him to be. Probably, 1 or 2 or 3 games into Big Ten play. But there's a lot of question marks. If we go, Shea Patterson plays really well, and Wimbush lays an egg, well, then there's your game. There's your game. So it's going to be fun. I'm glad to have this much excitement on week 1 so that if we lose, I never have to watch any more football. I'm just kidding. I'll watch. But
all right.
I won't want to. But yeah, that's Notre Dame, Michigan at 3:30 their time.
So what are you saying?
I got to go on record. I'm calling that we have 1 defensive touchdown. I think we have a really good defensive game. And I think we win 27. Harbaugh likes field goals. 27-17. I say we win 27-17 with a defensive touchdown.
I think if Wimbush if Wimbush plus the game plan that